Now, if you want to stay down going through the golf ball like you see all the best players in the world, but no matter how hard you try, you can't stop doing this. Popping up, that upper body raising up, going through the downswing and missing the entire golf course. So I'm going to show you the reason why you can't stay down through that golf ball. So there's going to be two reasons in this video, and once you fix these, you're going to have such an easier time of staying down through the golf ball. So reason number one to why you can't stay down through that golf ball is you are losing your shoulder tilt in the backswing. So a lot of golfers hyperfixate on what they're doing in the downswing to, of course, be able to keep the posture because that's where they want to keep the posture. But if you lose your tilt, which is so many amateur golfers, so as they're coming up, their left shoulder raising up, flattening out the shoulders there, you have got to work really hard to keep your posture. And if you do, you'd actually hit the ball terrible. So if that left shoulder raises up, you're ultimately coming out of your posture in the backswing. You're standing up the body, you're extending the spine. So what has to happen from there for golfers? They'll either have to drop their trail shoulder back down, which you're going to see throws the club over the top, or they would either have to trail side bend a ton to get the club back into the ground, or drop the hand path tons. But regardless, they'll still be up through the shot. They won't be down, because when we lift up that shoulder tilt, ultimately we're heightening the swing arc. So we would never, ever, ever be able to stay down on the golf ball if we did that. We would hit shots quite like that, just a straight up thin. So what have we got to do? We have got to do the main key fundamental in the golf swing. Golf balls on the ground, that's keep your tilt, keep your shoulder tilt. So as we turn up to the top, we want this left shoulder to be pointing down. We need to keep that tilt. Again, golf, yes, it's a rotational sport, but it's not like baseball, ball coming to you in the air where you can have a flatter shoulder tilt. You would need the shoulder tilt to be angled down because the ball's on the ground. So if we keep that shoulder tilt nicely down there, and as we start to move down, that shoulder tilt is going to stay nicely down. So then as we turn, we've got our inclination to the ground. Yes, the left shoulder will start to raise up going through the ball, but that's as the right shoulder drops down. Keeps you in your posture. And it's a key component to be able to stay down through the ball. So here's our drill to fix this. We see the likes of Rory McIlroy, Nelly Korda do this drill, and that is super simple. It's one even beginner golfers do. It tells you how good of a drill it is if beginner golfers and the best players in the world still do it. So put the club across your chest or shoulders, and all we want to do there, I would always recommend to grab two balls. So one that you're gonna be setting up to, and another one just about a club head's distance in front of that ball. And then what we do, of course, setting up to our closest ball to us, put the club across the shoulders, and then turn to where the butt end of the club points at the ball that you've placed in front of the one you've set up to. That's going to get you keeping your tilt, and it's also going to help you practice turning and rotation, which is such an important thing for the backswing. So many golfers don't turn enough in that backswing. So again, this is a key component to help you stay down. So you need it, but is it going to force you down immediately? Most likely not, but you do need it in your golf swing. So non-negotiable. So let's say you've done a bunch of those. Do about 3 to 5 of those in between your every 3 balls ideally you hit. And now, feel that left shoulder staying low as you're turning. It's going to make life so much easier for you. So the second reason to why so many golfers can't stay down through the golf ball, and that's because they're doing this, throwing the club really early in the downswing. So when you throw that club really early, ultimately what happens is the swing arc, so just the general golf swing in general, gets more down and wider into the ground. So if you, let's say, do that and you stay down through the golf ball, what's going to happen? You're going to chunk it. Just like so. When you chunk it off a mat, it turns the face over, which we can see there. Oh, I was wanting to see what the face angle was going to be there because it would have been crazy, crazy left. Probably like -20. But of course, you're not going to hit a functional golf shot. So that's one thing to remember, guys. When you're standing up, you're doing that to recover from positions that you're doing earlier in the golf swing. So that's where with all these videos I make on this topic on my channel, all different reasons. That's why there's multiple things that can cause you to stand up. It's not just 1 or 2. There's lots. So early extension in general, there's so many reasons to why a player can do it. This is one of them. So what a player would have to do to avoid plummeting that club into the ground from throwing their angles early is stand the body up to physically move the swing up. Because when you stand up, hands get higher, the swing moves higher as well. So that's where you could get these clean contacts. But again, nice and straight, but one of the straightest ones I've hit today. But as we can see, not that far at all. So that's where you can functionally play golf with that, but you're not going to be getting the most out of it. No compression there, really high wipey shot. Not good. So we want to keep our angles. Now there could be loads of reasons why a player does this, throws it, could be their sequencing, could be their club faces open, absolutely. But what I'm going to give you here is a good basic drill to be able to train the movement, because we want to keep our angles between your club shaft and your body. We don't want it getting excessive, getting too narrow, because again, that's now heightened the swing arc, so you're going to have to do something to get the club into the ground, normally throwing it. So we want to train just keeping a nice relationship between shaft and body. We don't want it to get overly wider. We can have it move a tiny bit closer. And then that's going to encourage the body to stay moved down to be able to get the swing back onto the ground. So really important. Let's get to a drill. So there's actually 2 drills I'll give you for this. So one with a golf ball, which involves a head cover, ideally. But another one here, I'm going to move over to the wall. So if I get myself standing roughly about a shaft's distance away from this wall on my trail side there, what I want to do, I want to get up to the top of my backswing, and I want to now get repetitions moving down without hitting the wall with my shaft. So really quite slow like I'm doing, but if I start to widen my angles, I'm going to hit the wall. Now that's as softly as I'm going to do it. As absolutely, this is an amazing place here, tee to green in air in Scotland. Don't want to damage anything from them. So let's make sure as we're turning down, we're keeping that shaft angle, not hitting a wall. You can do it against a wall, you can do it against a net. If you're doing it against the net, and let's say you're hitting a foam ball down somewhere, you could hit some balls doing that as well. You could get up to the top with a good shoulder tilt and just turn down, make sure you're missing it. That would be unbelievably good feedback. You know, you would know straight away, of course, throwing it, you'd hit the wall. So, okay, let's say you can't hit balls doing that, which would be vast majority of everyone. Grab a head cover. What you want to do with this head cover, place it roughly half a shaft's distance. You could put it back even further than that. I'm going to put it back a full shaft saying that. And what we want to do, if we've got head cover or even a small box would be very ideal. That comes up roughly to around here. If now I throw my angles early, I'm going to hit that. Even if I stand up whilst throwing, of course, our fault, I will hit that. So if I have this here, the only thing we would have to get up into a takeaway position to start off with, just to make sure we're not hitting that, and then turn up and through, hit that ball to be able to miss that. And you're going to notice, what does my body do instinctively? It shifts and it rotates to be able to miss that as well. So just have this roughly around a shaft's distance behind the golf ball. Nice small ones to start off with first. Get into a takeaway position. So ideally have the club head around the hands or just outside the hands. And then just do a little swing up and swing through. Keep your shoulder tilt and hit that ball. And don't hit the head cover. So when I'm doing it, don't care where the ball goes. Hit a little pulley one there. That's fine. Okay, I'm learning a new movement pattern. Such an important topic there, guys. When you're learning something brand new, you're going to hit some bad shots when you do it. Your brain's relearning how to move. So that's where you're not going to flush them straight away. If you are flushing a ball immediately, that tells you that what you're doing isn't that bad in your golf swing to begin with, what you're fixing. So unless you're a hyper responder, which some people are. So takeaway position, just so I'm not hitting that head cover in my backswing, and then just miss it, little half swing and turn through. There we go again, don't care about the strike, hit that one a little toey. Must have hit that too toey there because it didn't pick it up. But again, a brilliant, brilliant rep. Let's go. One more. So, again, nice little set. Just missed that in the downswing. Nice little soft one. Brilliant. So it just gives me the sensation of staying down in posture as I'm turning. If I can keep my shoulder tilt at the same time, absolutely brilliant. So keep your shoulder tilt, keep your swing height in a good spot. And also, don't throw those angles to keep your swing height in a good spot. If your swing height changes, you have to come out of posture to be able to make up for that. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.